Let's create our own version of Romero Britto's A New Day. Romero Britto was born in Brazil in 1963. He was the youngest of 9. He had 6 brothers and 2 sisters. His family was poor, so he often found himself with nothing to write on except an old newspaper or magazine or a piece of cardboard discarded. He sold his first artwork, a collage, at the age of 14 for $10. And he was very shy as a boy. He moved to Miami in 1987 and opened an art studio there. Here's a map of the world, and you can see here that we can look and find South America is right down here, and there's where Romero Britto is from, Brazil. Romero Britto loves hearts, and he has done many artwork with hearts in them. In fact, most of his works have hearts somewhere in them. You can search through various works of art and find a heart. Here is another one. This one's called Happy. And you see the heart. There are several hearts in this one. Britto believes that an artist should be an agent of positive change. He should make other people happy with his artwork. Happiness lies in the pleasure of giving pleasure to others. Now, pop artists are artists who paint things that are already popular. Pop is short for popular. We can see here several things that are already popular. The Statue of Liberty, Darth Vader. At the top right, you see Michael Jackson's portrait on a stamp, a United States stamp. Romero Britto's done work for many companies, including Disney. He freshened up the image of many of Disney's characters to give them a fun, creative, pop art look. He made $30 million selling his art in 2010, and you can see a few of the artwork that he has created here, including the largest installation ever in Hyde Park in London, England, on the left, and a Super Bowl halftime show set design on the right. He's also painted lots of cats, and one of my favorites is the one in the middle, the Meowna Lisa. He's also painted lots of angels, and including the angel at the top right, which is a little ceramic piece. Romero Britto's artwork is on many products. In fact, he's considered the most licensed artist in history. Here are some of Romero Britto's fun fish. And this is the artwork that we're going to be working on now. So let's have some fun and create our own version of Romero Britto's A New Day. So first of all, we're going to just sketch it out with a pencil, and then you can use whatever medium you have to add color. So let's get started by first sketching these 3 hills at the bottom. So we'll just go and we'll have a little more than a third of our drawing is going to be hills like that. Then we'll add a half circle for our sun. And we'll put a nice big heart shape right in the middle. After that, let's add some smaller heart shapes around the big heart shape. These don't have to be perfect. You can have some fun with it and sketch your own heart shape with these smaller hearts. After that, you can take any straight edge or ruler and add your rays of your sun coming out. I'm going to start coming right here through the middle of my heart. I'm going to go right across the big heart, and then I'm going to jump the small heart for that first line. Then on the next one, I'm going to go right behind the heart. This time I'll stop when I get to my first heart, and also when I get to my next heart, go right off the page, like that. Then the next line. Go right through that heart, like that. Then I'm going to take another line over here. Go right off the page again, and right through that heart, and another line just right here at the horizon, really. Coming right off the page. And that's my basic sketch. Romero Britto loves to use fun, bright colors and patterns in his artwork. He was inspired by the famous artists Picasso and Matisse. Matisse is especially famous as a fauvist for fun, bright colors and patterns, while Picasso is especially famous for cubism, which has lots of lines going through his artwork. So let's start with a few of Britto-like patterns. One of the patterns that he likes to include in a lot of his artwork is a flower. Now, Romero Britto's belief is that it's an artist's job to make people happy. So he loves to do things in his artwork that are going to bring a smile to your face. And I love that about him. A fun and easy way that I like to add stripes is just by using a simple pencil, marker, or paintbrush, and just draw a line on each side of that narrow piece. And then when I draw my next one, I'll just line it up as if I were going to draw that line, but I've already got it. I can roll it right over, and I can draw another line, keep drawing like that. When you're adding polka dots, you might want to use the cap from a bottle that you have left over. All your polka dots don't have to be the same size. You can make your polka dots different sizes if you want to as well. For example, over here I'm going to draw some small polka dots and then some bigger ones. Small, medium, bigger, small, medium, bigger. And they don't have to be perfectly sized either. I found a skinny paintbrush to do some smaller stripes here. Actually, I might do small and then wide. I can alternate. Small, wide, small, wide. I can paint right over my design because I can still see my pencil marks through my yellow. And so later I'll be able to add another color on top of that one. I'm not going to paint my hearts. I'm going to jump over my hearts. Now I'm going to create a lighter blue. The blue that I have on my palette is just a little bit too dark for me, so I'm going to take a little blue. I'm going to bring it out here, and I'm going to bring some white into the blue to create a lighter value of blue. Now I'm also going to use this blue, maybe add a little bit of the darker value and paint some of these hearts with the blue. Kind of a mixture of the dark and light, I think. Now I'm going to take another color. I'm going to add some orange stripes since I have my yellow here. I'm going to go in between my yellow and add some orange here. Now I'm going to move on to red. Next, I'm going to use a little pink. I'm going to come back to the blue section now and put my polka dots in. To get a little mixture of the light and dark blue. I don't want it to be too dark to overpower my heart. Well, I've got this on my brush. I might go ahead and do a few stripes over here just for fun. Just kind of eyeball it. Now it's time to add our green down at the bottom. And I'm just going to get some light green, come right into the middle. And then over here, I'm going to do some stripes. Light green and dark green. I'll do my light green stripes and then add my dark green stripes. Now it's time to add the black outline. Black is a great color to add contrast. One way to add contrast is by choosing colors that are across from each other on the color wheel. Those are called complementary colors. Another way is by choosing warm and cool colors. That's colors that have a great contrast, and they're also across from each other on the color wheel in groups of orange, red, and yellow are warm. Blue, green, and purple are cool. Those are great contrast colors as well. But black really makes, a black outline will really make your artwork pop. So as we're adding a black outline here, I'm starting at the top and working my way down because I don't want to get my hands in the black. If you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. You just go back over it, make that line a little thicker. You always want to pull your brush. you're making lines like this. You have to keep your line straight. Pull. Remember that when you're adding color, you don't have to follow the colors that I used, but it's nice to have good contrast with warm and cool. And remember, your warm colors, if we look at the color wheel, your warm colors are going to be on one side of your wheel with red, orange, and yellow. And if you place those beside your cool colors, green, blue, and violet, then you're going to have some good contrast, just like we did here with cool, warm, cool, warm, cool, warm, cool, warm, cool. So we've got that alternating all the way around here and up this way as well. So remember that you can do that. You can also place complementary colors beside each other. Complementary colors are the colors that are straight across from each other on the color wheel. So if you see orange beside blue or green beside red, those are complementary. So we can see that here. The blue and orange are here, and the red and green are here. So those also make a very nice contrast. Another thing that adds great contrast to this artwork is your black outline. Now you're finished with your masterpiece, and you have a beautiful Romero Britto inspired work of art, A New Day.